Hello darlings, today I'm making an Edwardian bath mat from the Bachelor Girl's Guide to Everything by Agnes M. Mile in 1916. This tutorial is short and sweet, unlike some of the other tutorials I've done recently. You only need 2 supplies, some flannel and embroidery floss. If you're having trouble finding flannel, then you can buy brushed cotton or winceyette. Winceyette is cheaper because it's a cotton and polyester mix, whereas flannel should be 100% cotton. So here I have a piece of flannel 24 inches wide, and I'm going to measure 1 yard across, which is 36 inches. You can use an L-square to get the perfect angle, or you can just use a large ruler to draw a line across and then cut it. When we turn it into a bath mat, it's going to be folded along the long edge, but before we fold it, we're going to embroider the mat. As the tutorial says, if liked, embroider diagonally across the surface the word bath mat in the same wool. If not liked, you can skip this step. I marked out the letters first with a friction pen that can be erased with the iron afterwards. To start, I cut a long length of blue embroidery thread. This thread had 6 strands, so I split it in half by pulling 1 thread at a time until I had 3 strands. Then I folded it in half and threaded the needle with the now 6 strands. In order to secure the stitches, I made 1 stitch and then placed the needle in the loop created by the folded thread. For the letters I used a back stitch, and I started a new thread at the beginning of every letter as I made them quite large. To finish off a stitch, wrap the thread around the back of the previous couple of stitches a few times until it feels secure, then cut it off. After this is done, you can give your fabric a good iron and fold it in half. Iron the fold into it to make the next step easier. Now it's time to buttonhole stitch through the 2 layers. To start, I made 1 stitch with the tail on the inside, then did another 2 stitches to anchor it. Then for the buttonhole stitch, I poke the thread through the top of these anchoring stitches, as I find this makes a very neat start for a buttonhole stitch. Then make a stitch and loop the thread around, and this will make the buttonhole stitch. Don't pull it too tight or you'll ruin the shape. You could do it a lot closer than I have here if you don't want any stray threads. For the corners, make a stitch roughly 1 stitch length away from the edge, then poke the needle through the front of that stitch and wrap the thread round as you would a buttonhole stitch. Then poke the needle through the same stitch again, but this time from the back, and wrap the thread round in the same way as a buttonhole stitch. Then you have a nice neat corner. If you run out of thread as you're buttonholing and need to start a new length of thread, once you've completed a buttonhole stitch, you can carefully push your needle into the back layer of the fabric, careful not to pull too tight and ruin the stitch. Then you can do 3 securing stitches only through the back layer, before pushing your needle through a bit more of the back layer and cutting it off. Then start the new length of thread in the same way, pull the tail through so it's sandwiched between the 2 layers, stitch 3 anchoring stitches only on the back layer, and then pull the thread through the last stitch you made so it'll be in the right place for your next buttonhole stitch. Then you've created your Edwardian bath mat. Of course, you can choose any colour for the embroidery, and if you have more time, you can buttonhole more closely, so it gives a more kind of finished edge. You can find the PDF tutorial on my Patreon and Etsy if you prefer to follow a written tutorial. Otherwise, I'll see you on my next historical tutorial.